Hi, we're calling about a suspicious van over here, a white van.
And how long ago did you see it?
Oh man, my goodness. You picked me up from work at 7 o'clock, so that was like 7:20. Yeah, 7:20.
It was like that. We didn't say nothing.
We didn't know anything until just now.
All right, and you said it's now gone?
Yes, ma'am.
In 2013, an 8-year-old girl was kidnapped from a supermarket, but in a very subtle way. The girl's own mother, lack of attention, let her daughter go to a McDonald's with a stranger, and this moment, unfortunately, was the last time this girl was seen alive. This is a very sad case, and I ask your full attention to the facts that will be narrated. Rayne, the girl's mother, made bad decisions and it ended up leading to tragedy. This is the story of Cherish Perrywinkle. Cherish Perrywinkle was born in Jacksonville, Florida, on December 24, 2004. A lovely Christmas present for her parents, Rayne Perrywinkle and Billy Jarreau. 5 years later, the couple separated, and Rayne met another man with whom she had 2 more daughters. Sometime later, they separated too. Rayne never had a good financial condition, reaching the point where sometimes they didn't have enough money to eat. On June 21, 2013, when Cherish was 8 years old, Rayne took her, along with her 2 younger daughters, Destiny and Lindsay, to Dollar General for buy the girls some clothes. But, in one of the aisles, as Rayne separated the items, she realized that she couldn't take everything because the money wasn't enough. She was very sad until a man named Donald James Smith, who easily looked over 50, saw their predicament and offered to help. He told Rayne he could give her his $100 gift card that was about to expire. He wouldn't use it, however, it was a Walmart card. She first refused, but Donald insisted and she ended up accepting. Donald also offered a lift to Walmart because he said he was going there to meet his wife. You must be thinking right now, no Rayne, don't accept cards, don't accept rides, don't accept anything, go away. But as incredible and strange as it may seem, she ended up accepting this ride from a stranger along with her 3 young daughters. Around 8:30 p.m, they leave Dollar General in Donald's white van towards Walmart. They got there, spent almost an hour and a half shopping, and during all that time that Donald's wife didn't show up. He was walking around Walmart, sometimes far from the family, sometimes close. Rayne asked where was his wife, and he also replied, "She is coming." During that time too, something strange happened, both on the part of the man and on the part of Rayne herself. He went with Cherish to the children's dressing room. To the department store employees, they were probably family. Few minutes before 10 p.m, the children complained of hunger, and the man once again offered to help in a, shall we say, childish way. He said he was going to McDonald's, but using one of his hands, bringing his fingers together, opening and closing, to look like he was doing an animated character. Rayne, again, probably thinking for the best of her daughters, accepted. Only the weirdest thing comes now. He went to McDonald's with just Cherish. Rayne let her go because the place was inside Walmart itself, but they took a while to return. Rayne went to the place and didn't find them. Looked through the aisles of Walmart. Nothing. From the security cameras, it is possible to see that Ronald and Cherish did not even enter the diner. Somehow the man convinced the girl to leave the market. They got into the van and left. This story is so wrong in so many ways that all the information being narrated here seems to be false. Maybe that's not how it happened, but that's exactly what Rayne told police on her 911 call when she came to her senses, realizing what was going on.
Jackson 911, Robinson.
Hi, I'm at Walmart. I'm interested. Been taken.
What do you mean?
Taken by a stranger. I can't find her.
Okay, ma'am, how old is... And you say you at the Walmart on Lim Turner?
Yes, I am.
Okay, where did you last see her at?
Walmart. I met a man today at Dollar General. He saw that I was struggling to buy them some clothes. He drove us here to buy us some clothes, and the only reason I went with him because she said his wife was going to be here. Because I told him I don't take rides with strangers.
Okay, and she was last seen with this man?
Yes, he said he was going to McDonald's, and he hasn't been there because the store is closed right now.
Okay, is he a white man or a black man?
A white man. He's got white, short hair, and he's got dark eyebrows. I had a strange feeling about him when I first met him, and he took her to the dressing room twice, and I was hoping that she would be okay. And I was looking at the shoes, and I didn't want him to think that I was overly protective, freaking out. But now they're not here, and I find it very odd because he knew that.
Oh, okay, ma'am. What color vehicle does he drive?
It's a white van.
These were Rayne's main lines to 911 in a call that lasted more than 10 minutes. She gave the van information, the address, his name, Donald James Smith, something she believed to be true as she explained that the man showed his driver's license and stayed on the line until a car arrived. Personally, Rayne received the news that Donald James Smith, with the characteristics she described, was a 61-year-old man with an extensive criminal record who has already had several passages in the police in the last 40 years, including assault, drug trafficking, kidnapping and physical abuse. Furthermore, he had been released from prison 3 weeks prior to that day. Where would Cherish be? The Amber Alert was triggered, and on the morning of the next day, June 22nd, while the police were analysing the cameras everywhere the family passed, a witness called 911.
Hi, we're calling about a suspicious van over here, a white van.
And how long ago did you see it?
Oh man, my goodness. You picked me up from work at 7 o'clock, so that was like 7:20. Yeah, 7:20.
It was like that. We
didn't know anything until just now.
All right, and you said it's now gone?
Yes, ma'am.
But you think he may have, just in case he might have dumped something?
Right, we don't know, but just in case, it looked suspicious because it was all the way to the back.
That same afternoon, the police were already looking for this van everywhere in the cities and quickly managed to locate it on the road. The police immediately intercept the vehicle and managed to arrest the suspect. He was still wearing the same clothes as the day before. Cherish wasn't with him. 15 minutes after the bust, the girl's body was found behind the Highlands Baptist Church. She was in a swamp, lying on the left side, half underwater and half on the surface, covered by logs, branches, stones and leaves. The physical condition in which her body was found does not deserve to be detailed here. What I can say is, she suffered too much. Donald, at this time already in custody, was sent to prison accused of various crimes, such as kidnapping and first-degree murder. During the following years, at his hearings, several people were called to testify. The victim's mother, Rayne Perrywinkle, testified and wept several times. In a mix of sadness, longing, regret, moved some of those present. The prosecution also produced recordings of Donald in prison. In these videos where he talks to his lawyers, he says several things. In a moment, for example, he speaks with a normal tone in his voice that he simply needs a book, but whispers completing the sentence, a pornographic book. He speaks loudly, speaks normally, speaks softly, screams, whispers, simply a huge collection of confessions that did nothing to help his defense. Dr. Valerie Rao, medical examiner, responsible for the autopsy of little Cherish when called to explain the autopsy report, was moved when reviewing the photos shown to everyone in the court.
Yes, so what we do is, I'm sorry, I have to take a break. Can I just have like 5 minutes?
Do you want a 5-minute break? I think we'll all take a break for 10 minutes. Thank you.
It's not necessary to detail the cruelty the girl suffered, but if the doctor herself asked that she please be given a 5-minute break to recover, you can imagine how difficult it was for everyone present. Smith's defense team didn't even approach the jury about their client. proven to be the author of several other crimes in past decades, and also addicted to drugs. Furthermore, they were unable to bring anyone who could testify on their behalf. On the last day, the prosecution addressed the jury for closing arguments and did not mince words to touch the jurors. Where the coroner struggled to explain, prosecutor Mark Khalil was clear and to the point. So, in 2018, in less than 15 minutes of deliberation, the jury found Donald James Smith guilty of the crimes of kidnapping, physical abuse, and murder. For the crimes of kidnapping and abuse, he was sentenced to life imprisonment. For the crime of murder, he was sentenced to death. After receiving the sentence, Donald turned to one of the photographers and smiled. The defense filed an appeal for cancellation of the death penalty and reduction of life imprisonment. Only on the day, April 22, 2021, all requests were denied by the court. Today, Donald Smith awaits his execution date. Rayne, during the year that the case was happening in 2013, lost custody of her daughters due to the lack of attention given to Cherish, in a dangerous situation that was in front of her for hours, and that she ended up not doing enough to stop. It is not known why the father did not receive custody of the other two children, but Destiny E. Lindsay that same year were sent to Australia, where they are under the guardianship of one of their aunts. In 2017, Rayne, in an interview, said that she was unable to find a stable job because she was still suffering reprisals from the population, which still considers her to be primarily responsible for what happened.